I want to talk about a couple of my guilty pleasures, partly because I find the idea of being seduced by something that's, quote, below your normal standards fascinating. And if we're talking guilty pleasures, nothing really hits the spot for me like 1977's Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. First, let's discuss what's awesome. Sinbad is basically awesome just by himself. I mean, he's a roguish pirate. He never actually does anything piratey, but he hangs out with sultans and princesses, and he fights giant monsters on a regular basis. You can do pretty much anything with him. There are theme park rides on Sinbad in both Seoul and Tokyo, and they tell radically different stories. One is a moody exploration of the underworld, and the other is an It's a Small World style romp with friendly genies and monkeys. Both are 100% Sinbad. The plot, and the movie actually does have a plot, is that Sinbad's crew has limited amounts of time to transform Kasim into a human. If they fail, Zenobia's idiot son will take the throne. So they seek out Melanthius, who takes them to the North Pole, while Zenobia, her son, and their gold Minotaur robot follow in very slow pursuit. Very slow pursuit. Like the Last Jedi level slow pursuit. Like a chase scene in golf carts. It works, though, largely because the good guy's biggest enemy is their own incompetence, always giving away clues to Zenobia so she can follow them.
But Rafi will never be Caliph.
There is no one to prevent it.
Melanthius will prevent it.
And even beat them to their final destination, where she clumsily destroys the magic healing pyramid and makes a super important key moot in the process.
The key. The only means of opening the door to the shrine.
This key is useless.
But because the villains clawed behind so relentlessly, the good guys are given the limelight to shine. The heroes swashbuckle. They fight monsters, they race against time, they visit Jordan and Spain and the Arctic Circle and a mystic pyramid in the Oasis, they skinny dip, they emote. And that's what this movie's all about. It's all about the awesome. Special effects master Ray Harryhausen made 3 of these movies, plus Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, and a lot of 50s monster flicks. Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger was one of Harryhausen's last hurrahs, and it includes skeletal fire demons, a chess-playing baboon, a golden minotaur robot, a tiny witch, a very large wasp, a huge walrus, a giant one-horned caveman, a saber-toothed tiger. Now, it's a little hard in today's CGI-friendly big-budget world to imagine what moviegoing was like before the 90s, before Jurassic Park, The Matrix, and the Star Wars prequels. We'd watch fantasy and sci-fi films just waiting breathlessly for the next scene, just to see how they would do it. And the Harryhausen films delivered, with thin plot lines, but a seemingly endless stream of cool monsters. The best comparison I can give is this moment from the Pixar movie Up. The serious-minded adventurer Carl Fredricksen is on a mission, and he's accompanied against his will by the eager wilderness scout Russell. And along the way they run into a dog equipped with a collar that allows him to speak.
Hi there.
Now Mr. Fredricksen doesn't have time for this nonsense.
Can we keep him, please, please, please?
No.
But Russell very correctly points out,
But it's a talking dog!
and this sums up Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Adult me looks at the runtime of the film. Adult me eyes the giant walrus scene and wants to cut it out, because it doesn't actually add anything to the plot. But the child in me says, it's a giant walrus! They easily could have put a real baboon in the movie as the magically transformed Prince Kasim, with a little sleight of hand to make it look like he could play chess. But it's a magic baboon! Why do the eyes of the witch Zenobia turn into tiger eyes whenever she casts a spell? Why is the caveman stop-motion clay instead of just being a big guy in makeup? Does Minotaur, the magic gold robot Minotaur, actually serve any purpose in the film?
But it's a talking dog!
Jane Seymour's in the movie as the baboon's younger sister, and once she's established that Sinbad is in love with her and the baboon is actually a transmogrified prince, she does absolutely nothing. But it's Jane Seymour! John Wayne's son Patrick is fine as Sinbad, and Zorro actor Tyrone Power's daughter, Taryn Power, is fine as the girl who falls in love with the baboon, and there's a couple of slightly awful comic relief guys that would not show up in a movie today unless Michael Bay was directing. And then there's the witch's son, who is basically a handsome walking MacGuffin. He does nothing, and he has the good sense to die rather undramatically by falling down some stairs, so the witch can get mad and launch into her final battle disguised as a saber-toothed tiger. The real gems here are the witch Zenobia and the Greek sage Melanthius. Both are acting for the back row of the theater. Both are loads of fun to watch. Margaret Whiting, a stage actress by trade, plays the tiger-eyed, bird-footed witch Zenobia. Why does she have a bird foot?
But it's a talking dog!
Patrick Troughton, who's maybe best known as the second Doctor Who, you know, the space tramp who looked a little bit like Moe from the Three Stooges, plays the wisest man on Earth, and he's laughably incompetent.
What are you searching for here on this ship, These, perhaps? Or this? How could you know of their existence?
I mean, it starts with a sword fight with fire demons that almost rivals the iconic skeletons from Jason and the Argonauts, as if Harryhausen is daring the audience to compare that final fight to this opening salvo. Scene for scene, this movie, in my opinion, outdoes the earlier Sinbad flicks, although there is the dragon versus Cyclops fight in Seventh Voyage, which is pretty hard to beat, and Tom Baker, who plays a similar wise man in Golden Voyage, is obviously the best Doctor Who, though Troughton gets more scenery chewing time, and horror queen Carolyn Monroe, who graced Golden Voyage, could go toe-to-toe with fellow Bond girl Jane Seymour if needed, and the mini princess from the Seventh Voyage is the central figure in that Soul Sinbad ride, and, I mean, what was the question again?
But it's a talking dog!